video is being shown to you under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Hit the like button. Let's go.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl Survivor Speaks, coming to you with a live stream. So today we're going to be continuing the rewind of Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles. We're going to pick up right up where we left off yesterday. And we're streaming on YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Facebook. And I'm only going to be here for 1 hour because I have to take my daughter somewhere. She just sprung it on me at the last minute. So I'm trying to keep to that schedule so that I can take her to do what she needs to do and do it on time. All right, so give me 1 second here. I probably could have rescheduled this. There's a lot of other things going on tonight. And I probably could have did that. But being that I scheduled the live, I am here. Trying to be consistent. And if I schedule a live, I need to keep it. Even, like I said, this is going to be a quick live. Because I have to go take my daughter somewhere. So without further ado, I just want to let everyone know that this video was sponsored by Restream. You can go ahead and make your free account. The code is in the descriptions. So if you want to make an account or check out their packages, it's totally up to you. But just use my special code that is linked out in the description to take you to Restream. Now, so we're going to get right into it. Like I said, I'm only going to be here an hour. And let's see. All right, there it is. And here we are. Let me just see if I can get...
And what kind of issues can result from the configuration of one of these instruments?
From a non-GPS point of view, there's countless ways. You could program the wrong frequencies in the radio so that you couldn't find a site to communicate with dispatch. There's the frequencies themselves have identifiers that could be configured wrong. You could have problems with any one of the features that are involved in the radio, like, they could have misconfigured the emergency feature so that it only sent the alarm, not the alarm and a subsequent call. All sorts of configuration issues could explain complaints.
You also mentioned that sometimes in your job with Motorola, you would deal with customers' complaints. What is the nature of the customers' complaints that you would deal with?
They would say that, there was garbled audio. There could be, they couldn't communicate with, in a certain location, that the radio shuts off, that the radio, it could be anything. It could be anything from hardware. It could be a problem with the system that, you can't reach the system from your location, all sorts of reasons I've dealt with. They're countless.
As with all other technology, this technology that you've been describing sometimes has technical issues, correct?
Sure, yeah.
No further questions, Your Honor.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. You are excused. You may go back to this. Thank you. Stay close.
Loyal Police Officer Alberto Cortez.
You got a couple of water.
May I proceed, Your Honor? Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'll ask you just to sit close to that mic so the court reporter can hear you.
Yes, of course.
Speak up nice and loud, please. Can you please state your name for the record?
Yes, Alberto Cortez Jr.
And how are you currently employed?
with the City of Laredo, police officer.
Okay. And how long have you been with the police department?
18 years.
Okay. And what type of duties do you have?
I am currently a patrol officer. I work shift work. I patrol the streets all of my 18 years as a patrolman.
As part of working the streets, do you respond to emergency calls?
Yes, sir, that is correct. Every type and any type of call.
And are you a licensed police officer
Yes, sir, that is correct.
in the state of Texas?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to focus your attention to April the 9th, 2018. Do you remember that day?
Yes, sir,
Were you on duty that morning?
that is correct.
Okay. What time did you come on duty that morning?
At 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. And what was going to be your shift?
That morning, 6 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay. Did you receive any calls on that morning?
Yes.
Okay. Please tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what type of call you received.
That morning, more or less around 11:30 a.m., I received a call of a female down by Bristol and Riverbank Road, which is located in Mines Road, with lacerations to her head. While en route to that call, my dispatchers informed me that she was possibly deceased.
Okay. And did you proceed to that area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I ask you to show the jury where you arrived and what you did when you arrived on the map?
Yes, sir. Yes. Can you put that, turn that on and put it in your pocket and put that on your tire?
Stick on your tongue, sir.
Thanks.
So what I'm going to ask you to do, you just testified that you got a call to respond to Father Mackmore Park?
Yes, off of Bristol, yes.
Off of Bristol. Can you identify Bristol on this map?
Yes, this is Bristol. If the map extends further, Mines Road is here, and it intersects with Bristol Road. So I proceeded north on Mines, and then west on Bristol Road.
And did you gain entry into the park area?
Yes, at the very end, there was a gate that was already open. Upon arrival, the ambulance, the City of Laredo paramedics, the ambulance was already parked outside. I parked, and I walked down to the trail.
Did you come in contact with anybody when you got there?
Yes, while on my way down, two paramedics were on the way up, and I asked them, more or less, where is everybody? They said, follow the dirt trail, and you'll see the body, and you see the USBP agents down there.
Did you come in contact with a BP agent by the name of Dennison?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So show the jury on this map where you parked the car, you can show it with your finger, and then back and walk to the area where the agents were.
So, again, here on Bristol, I walked on foot due to the fact that the dirt path trail, very bumpy, didn't think my unit would make it, I don't want to get stuck. So when I walked all the way down the trail, this part right here looks like an island. This is where BP units were stationed. 4 to 5 United States Border Patrol agents were located here. And a motionless, lifeless female body was about right here. She was facing eastbound. And upon me being a police officer, secured the crime scene, looked for any evidence, any clues, anything out of the ordinary. As I began to canvass the crime scene, in better words, I was walking around this grassy edge. There was one USBP agent, Agent Dennison, already ahead of me. He was already south. I passed the female body. I did look at her. I observed she was barefooted. She was face down. Lots of blood. Can you hear me? Yes, lots of blood around her upper middle torso on the dirt. And continuing my path southbound, I saw blood on the dirt. At this time, Agent Dennison said out loud, I found another body.
Okay. Stop right there.
Okay.
Have a seat. Now, you said that you saw a lot of blood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna show you this blood. States Exhibit 254. Is this the type of blood that you saw?
That is correct, sir.
You also said that there was. You didn't walk on the. Where were you walking? Let me add that much.
On the grass, where the grass and the dirt meet, right on that.
So you stayed on the
boundary.
edge of the
Yes.
path. You did not disturb the dirt.
No, no, sir.
Okay. And here, for example, is States Exhibit 229. Some of the blood drops that you saw.
That is correct.
States Exhibit 255. You recognize what's in 255?
Yes, sir. That is what I saw.
What is the vantage point from here?
Where USBP agents, they were north of where this blood was at. This is where the female body was at.
So what direction are we looking at here?
South.
Okay.
Southbound.
And you walk along which side here, looking at the image?
I walk on the right side, the east side.
Okay.
The west side, I'm sorry.
Because you walk on the west side, right?
Yes, where the cones are of 2, 3 on that.
Correct?
No, those markers were not.
In fact, tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, were you the first officer that arrived?
Yes, that is correct.
You were the first official or police officer to arrive?
Yes.
And this location falls within your jurisdiction?
No. Each officer is assigned a certain area. I got dispatched to be there.
No, but what I'm saying, it's within the city limits.
Oh, yes, that is correct. Yes.
Okay, so this is within the city limits?
Yes.
What county is this?
Webb County.
So the body's in the city of Laredo and Webb County.
Yes.
What do you do as the first responding police officer?
First thing is obviously a crime scene is secure the crime scene.
And what does that entail?
To preserve as much evidence, not to let anyone of unauthorized personnel try to destroy any evidence. So therefore, as officers, we have crime scene tape, the yellow crime scene tape. So I began to secure the crime scene tape around the grass area.
So you are the person that put the crime scene tape up that morning?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Now, you told the jury that you see a female.
Yes.
Okay. You described that there was a lot of blood.
Yes.
Okay. What was your impression of what had happened?
Any prudent person will see a lifeless, motionless body to come to the conclusion that she was deceased.
But at that time, the opinion as to how she was deceased based on what you're seeing, what you're assessing. Are you making an assessment?
No, she was brutally attacked.
Now you see Mr. Under your please. I want to pick up where you said you saw Agent Dennison.
Okay.
Okay. You were testifying that he was on the same west side of the brush where you were, right?
That is correct.
Okay. You also testified that he said that there was a body.
That is correct.
Okay. What happens at that point? Well, what do you do at that point?
At that point, he was ahead of me, southbound. When I heard him say, "I found another body," I walked towards his direction, to his location. He was no longer on the dirt path. He was in the brush. And when I arrived there at the brush with Agent Dennison, I observed a motionless little boy as well.
Describe to ladies and gentlemen of the jury what you saw, or when you saw the little boy. If you can describe what you saw.
Of course. Little brown booties, little brown boy booties, blue jeans that were covered in blood, freshly cut. And what caught more my attention was the way the body was positioned, he was placed. He wasn't thrown, he was placed. It was as if someone had placed him down.
Did you see any injuries to the baby?
Yes, lots of blood around the neck area, and that came down. I said again, blood on the blue jeans as well.
Okay. Permission to approach her.
20 minutes.
Entering into events, into exhibit 26, 24, 25. These are already or removed to introduce you to evidence.
Which one are they again?
This will be state's exhibit.
24, 25, 26? All right. As you're offering?
Yes.
Any objection?
No objections, Ron.
Admitted, object. That'll be states 24, 25, and 26. Thank you.
Can the witness step down and show?
Go out here.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as state's exhibit 26. And if you can identify and you recognize this.
Yes, now I remember. T-shirt. Yes, sir.
Did you see any other injuries on the baby? How close were you to the baby?
Standing right over the body.
How many injuries did you observe on the baby at that time?
I only observed one.
And that was to.
The neck area.
Did you notice any cuts, incisions, or tears on the shirt?
No, no damage, just the blood.
So the shirt is intact.
Yes, sir.
The baby you said was wearing jeans.
Yes, sir.
And I'm showing you states exhibit 25. You said you recognize these jeans.
Yes.
And you said that he had a large amount of blood on it. And what was the conditions of the jeans?
Blood-soaked jeans.
And finally, you said that he was wearing. What was he wearing on his feet?
Brown booties. Brown little boy booties.
States exhibit 24.
Yes, sir.
Permission to publish these to jury. I'm just gonna show. Just to show it to them. What do you do after that, after you find the baby?
At that point, I began to secure the crime scene with the crime scene yellow tape. Right before that, I did also locate a white, off-white woman's shoe that was in the general vicinity from where I was standing. I began to do the crime scene tape in a way of a path, knowing that investigators and other authorized personnel would be making their way down to this crime scene. So I formed a path with the crime scene tape so they could follow when they arrived.
And Agent Dennison was in front of you this whole
Yes,
time?
he was with me, yes, yes, sir.
And you were with him when the shoe was found?
Yes, sir.
What else did you do that morning with respect to your duties in this case?
After the scene was secured,
Yes.
I told Agent Dennison if he could escort me back to my patrol unit, which was in the very top of Bristol, if he was willing to provide a voluntary statement.
And did you have the opportunity to hand out statements?
Yes, to Agent Dennison.
Okay, just to him?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember his demeanor at the time?
He was, while we were back in my patrol unit where I keep my voluntary statements, my paperwork, something important was broadcasted over our radio, and
Let me stop you.
I'm
there.
sorry.
When you say something was broadcasted over your radio, which radio are you talking about?
my assigned portable unit that's issued by the Laredo Police Department.
Are you wearing that today?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And that radio, you had it on that morning?
Yes, sir.
And is it audible,
Yes.
loud,
Yes, yes, sir.
and you hear communications?
Yes, sir. That morning I had it on my chest with a clip. The only reason I have it here today is for the time.
Okay. And what communication came over the radio that morning?
It was broadcasted, possible suspect, Burgos. That was broadcasted over my P unit, portable unit.
What was your reaction at that time? But when you heard Burgos, what did that mean? Did it mean anything?
No, no, sir.
Did Dennison?
Denson was in close proximity where he could hear the broadcast on my radio.
Did he have any reaction?
He was appalled.
How do you know? What was his demeanor?
He was in shock.
This witness cannot testify as to somebody else, some others pursuit.
I'm asking about his demeanor when he heard the broadcast. Dennison was in front of him. He can testify as to what the agent's physical demeanor was when the broadcast came out.
We'll stick with the demeanor, nothing with regard to what he said, sir. Witness has been instructed. You understand it?
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Thank
I'm
you.
asking only his, you have your radio.
Yes, sir.
The name Burgos comes out.
Yes, sir.
It means nothing to you.
No, no, sir.
Do you see a physical change in Agent Dennison?
Yes, sir.
To you, what do you see this physical change?
He was in shock.
What makes you say that? Without anything he may have said, what makes you give
The head jerking to the back, the typical of any person when you're in shock, the movement of your head, the opening of the eyes, the nodding of the head. He was in shock.
Did you document that?
Yes, sir.
That's a witness.
Good morning, Officer.
Hi, good morning.
Officer, at what time did you arrive at the crime scene?
I'm sorry, Mr. Van, just one favor. Just turn it towards you. Thank you.
At what time did you arrive at the crime scene?
By the time I was dispatched, not maybe 10 minutes, 10 to 12, 15 minutes.
At what time of the day would that have been?
This was in the morning. I believe the call was sent out, dispatched to us around 11:30-ish a.m.
So you must have arrived about 11:45, more or less?
More or less, that is correct, sir.
And you said that you began to secure the crime scene?
Yes, sir.
So until you began to secure the crime scene had not been secured, correct?
That is correct.
And there were many law enforcement officers, border patrol agents, and EMTs at the scene when you arrived, correct?
The EMTs were up on the trail, and there were about 4 to 5 United States Border agents.
And you saw Mr. Burgos there at the scene as well?
I saw many of them, yes. But sitting here, I recognize him, yes.
And he appeared to be in shock as well as Agent Dennison, correct?
No,
That was not your impression?
no, sir.
So you're saying that he appeared to be normal to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you.
We're going to take a real quick break so that we can push it a little bit. We won't break at 12, so depending on the witnesses situations, we'll see where we go. But for now, we'll take a quick break. Inside of 10 minutes, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, hello. So, April, thank you so much for coming. This is a short one today. Kids, right? My daughter waits till the last minute. She doesn't tell me she needs to go to the store, and I already scheduled the live. So I wanted to, since I scheduled, I wanted, to keep my word, and I came here. So, yeah, I'm gonna just schedule for Saturday because tomorrow is pretty busy around the internet, but I have to run and take my daughter to the store, and before it gets too late here. I don't like being out late. So yeah, so I came on, like I said, just to keep my word, and I do appreciate you for coming here. I missed you yesterday. We had fun yesterday. We had so much fun here yesterday. Chloe is crazy, her and Loa. And so we had a lot of fun. It was just a good time. My computer shut off 3 times. I mean, I had to go to my third computer in order to get this working correctly. It was just a mess yesterday, but in the end, we still had a good time for those that came back for me. And I'm so appreciative of that. And thank you so much for coming. And like I said, I'm going to pick this back up on Saturday. I have to run and take my daughter out now. And so I have to leave you, but I can't leave you without saying it wouldn't be me if I didn't tell you guys to make sure you get your mammograms. Yeah, to make sure you get your mammograms, feel your boobies to make sure that you are all right. And don't you dare let anybody come into your house and disturb the peace that passes all understanding. I am Survivor Speaks, and I'm so sorry I had to cut it short, but I gotta go take care of the kiddo. And I will see you guys on Saturday or in the YouTube streets, because I'll be I think Flesh of the Gods has a show tonight at 8 o'clock. I'm gonna stop through there, and then tomorrow, whatever's whatever, I'll probably be on the YouTube streets. We don't have no YSL tomorrow, April. Oh wow. We don't have no YSL trial tomorrow. YSL trial and Katnot Williams gets me through the day. Maybe she'll be doing some other stuff. Maybe we'll be reviewing, some things that happens. Sometimes she asks for suggestions too. I think Viverito is worth us looking at again. So hopefully she'll do that. I think that that's worth watching again, like just to see her get tore up on the stand, because that whole case has been brought because of Woody, Detective Viverito, and Thornton. So I just don't even see how we get to this point where they almost where we may have a verdict as of next week. So that's interesting to see. I'm very nervous because you never know all of the ugly things that we see in the background. I'm not sure if the jury sees what we see. Like, of course, which I don't think, because you can't look anywhere and not see this trial. So do I believe that they're not watching? No, I don't believe that. So if they are watching, we may be okay, but I'm just a little nervous, like, because and every day that we go, and especially these days where they have been writing out, making the jury instructions, getting the jury instructions together, I don't know, it's just put a bad taste in my mouth. I was happy that Yak got gosh, I just lost a word on my head, the verdict. There's another word go before it. I was happy to see that he had that, but everything else that they're charging him with the exception of the RICO, is for stuff that he already did time for. He's already done with that. So they're still including those acts in the as overt acts, and it's really, really disturbing, because this man served his time for that. I don't know how they're able to do that in a RICO. I mean, I get it. I get a RICO, but this case is not a RICO case. It doesn't make a difference how they slice it. But you know what? Did you see the press conference with Fannie Wilson, April? Oh yeah, of course. This thing is definitely going to be overturned on an appeal. So, but my thing is, why should we have to wait for like the appeal court to do what they're supposed to do, and then appeals sometimes drag on for years and years and years. So the only thing that makes me like comfortable right now with where we are is that juror number 56 is tired, and I understand they asked him a question and he said that he could still go because Whitaker told him that the case wasn't going to go as long as they had initially said when Glanville was on the bench. So I have hope, about that, because he did mention when he was ready to walk away to say he don't like the way that the state is trying the case. So that's a plus for all of us, but it's really, really, we only know about juror number 56. So maybe they all have, are having some issues, because $25 a day to sit in this trial as long as it's been going on is bananas. But I do hope that it's just really sad to me. Like, they need to be trained. And I know I said this yesterday, and somebody left me a message after yesterday. They was laughing because I said that, yeah, the Texas need to go out there and train them or something. They need to make them just watch this one trial. This prosecutor, I've watched more than one trial with him, Mr. Annalise. He is excellent, professional, top notch. And his the lead detective on here, we watched him yesterday. Impeccable. The collage that he put together to show this officer when he came to work, what time he came to work, and they went along the route and found every place that had cameras and grabbed that footage. And so he put it together. It was like you were riding through with Burgos while he was going to his house to take a shower, and he went back. They basically, it's just awesome work. And I think so I don't know, April, if you heard so the Fannie Willis had a press conference the other day, right after, it was like a day after she had the press conference about when she finally broke her silence about YSL, getting a plea agreement. And just they asked her, did she agree about Jeffrey being able to be released on probation? So she was like, that was Judge Whitaker's call, but he, Jeffrey just needs to know if he doesn't want to, he needs to keep his nose clear, or he's going to be doing 20 years. But that is not even okay. Let's sit that to the side. So she had another press hearing after that. They are getting ready to bring another RICO case. This RICO case is going to be tried after the remainder of the defendants for YSL get tried again. I think they have a hearing. I think it's on December 2nd. But she's coming with a whole new RICO case. I want to see what celebrities that she's pulling into this case, because she's saying that it's Fulton County along with 3 other counties, and gangs are committing crimes and coming into their county doing some things, going into the other county. So it is like a joint task force. So they're going to be trying. I think it's Fulton County and like 3 other counties. So I'm like, okay, so y'all getting ready to do this all over again. But if Whitaker is going to be over this case, because I'm wondering, will they put Glanville back on the bench for this other trial that they have coming? But that's just bananas to me. That I'm just like, oh my goodness. So you get ready to charge somebody with a whole new RICO. Yeah. So she has it is a multi county indictment. And she said, yeah, they're getting ready to and so that may be what Love is working on. That may be what Love is working on, because she said that they got like the detectives and stuff from the other counties that's going to join them in a joint indictment. She's not going to give it up. You're the reason why this case is jacked up, right? They're the reason why this YSL case is jacked up, because they wanted Jeffrey Williams. And then now you go from wanting Jeffrey Williams to actually stealing his property, because that's what they did. And I'm not sure if you went when Kat redirected the live today. That was excellent over there on, I forgot the young lady's name. But I didn't know that they filed a suit against Jeffrey Williams to take his property. I was under the assumption that Steele was going to be filing this lawsuit to get Jeffrey's property back, because his property is bought with money that he's earned from having a successful record label. So if you listen now, Jeffrey is being sued, and I'm hoping that they can work this out, because you got it. There was nothing that he can do. So Jeffrey has signed a $24 million contract to go on tour before they arrested him. And so now, since he's out, the people that was that he had the contract with, they're trying to sue him now, because I guess maybe he had got money before, but he didn't know that he was going to get arrested. So I'm hoping that they can work that out. I'm hoping that they can come to some type of agreement and just let him go ahead and finish out the tour now and make a new one. But yeah, that's going on. But it's just, but the thing is, so you saw that when we went to that, when Kat redirected us to that other channel, the young lady had the documents up. I wrote it down because I said I was going to look at it later because I was working while I'll listen while I work. And she said, what is that? It's something. Where did I write it? I wrote it in here. So the thing is, they were able to pull up the documents on and Fannie Willis's and how they're playing Nathan Wade. $770 something thousand they paid him, and he's not on like the state payroll or anything. So he's working as a vendor. And so Fannie Wallace filed a suit to be able to keep Jeffrey Williams' property. All of those cars that they took from him, we got the expensive jewelry, the watch that is missing, which you can't tell me, nobody better not tell me nothing different. I'm just watching the trial, so I'm going to give my 2 cents about what I believe. Viverito was the last person that was photographed with that watch. Your statement or your whatever you testify to on the stand makes absolutely no sense at all. Why would you take a picture of something and then put it back on the shelf, in the closet, in the corner, in the back? You had to say all of that. You're doing too much talking. I don't believe for 1 minute that she put that watch up there. And you know what they didn't ask? I think what would have been a good question to ask her when she said that she put that watch up there in that closet in the corner. They should have asked her. So if you put the watch on the right side of the closet on the shelf, all the way in the back, where was the watch when you found it? That's what they should have asked her. Where was the watch when you found it to photograph it? Where was it? Because was the watch up there already? That makes absolutely no sense. No sense at all. And so for her to even say that, she didn't know how expensive the watch was. And for Doug to get right up there and say, well, we got you on tape. We got you on video saying that this watch was very expensive. And I don't know what went on, what clicked in her head. So because you're saying that the watch in the picture is the one that's missing, but there was 2 watches, they still are the same kinds of watches. So what's the problem? You knew that the one was expensive, then the other one was expensive. So the one that's missing is pink. And it has a white face. So you said, I think the issue will be, well, I hope they'll have to show up to court with everything. So we already know that the watch is missing. The Richard Mille watch, a $500,000 watch is missing. But as far as his cars go, I don't understand how they think that they were going to keep this man's stuff. He has receipts, and documents to show that he gets all of this money legally. So it's not like, you guys arrested him straight off tour. He just had came back to Atlanta when they arrested him. So that's just a crazy situation. But I do believe, like I said, from watching the trial, Viverito was the last one that was seen photographed with that watch. And so I think that she took it. So when they asked her about the watch, they didn't ask you about any of the jewelry. You felt the need to tell everybody, oh no, this is not my first time working with expensive items. That don't have nothing to do with what they asked you. Answer the questions. You keep running away from the questions. Answer the questions that they're asking you. And then thank God that I think Whitaker's really I think she's tired right about now, and she's getting to see exactly what's going on in the courtroom. So yeah, I have to take my hat off a little bit. Maybe I'll just tip my hat to Whitaker a little bit, because I think that she could have made some other decisions by now, like mistrial. But you got to give her credit for even realizing that something is not going on here, and it's with the state. So I just believe that she knows that, and this is why she's talking the way she's talking. And I'm glad that it's a diverted verdict. Did I say that right? I'm gonna have to look it up. But yeah, I'm glad that she came around a little bit because she was kind of like holding the state's hand, babying them, and everything every ruling or every motion you're ruling in their favor, but not realizing that you're working with a bunch of liars. I don't understand for the life of me. I'm trying to think of one detective or law enforcement officer or somebody that sat on that stand and didn't perjure themselves. That's really disturbing because now you have these same people out here harassing other people, and they say actually Viverito is a stalker. Why were you arguing with? Well, that's a direct. I guess Whitaker is not looking at it like that, but a lot of people are disturbed by her approaching Kayla Bumpus in the hallway. It has nothing to do with she married Shannon over Zoom, and it happened in Texas. I was on a stream the other night with a real attorney. She pulled the paperwork because people think that Kayla is coming out and saying, "Oh yeah, I married him." She's not. So after the incident with Viverito, she was live. She does a show every Wednesday. I don't really tune into her like that sometime. But she said that I'm still not confirming or denying that I married Shannon. But she was live streaming. I don't know where she was live streaming from, but Shannon's grandmother was there with her. She didn't come on the camera, but we heard her. And Kayla was looking like, "Oh, what?" Like with her eyes open, like, "Oh, did you just say that you're gonna get me divorced?" And she was like, you're not gonna get divorced. You ain't going nowhere." And then she started talking about Shannon because his grandmother calls him her sweet thing. And so it's just a lot because the girlfriend that came in to testify, she did an interview the other night, and like she's not saying that she doesn't claim Shannon anymore. She just says she don't know where they stand. I said, "Oh, this is the this Fulton County." I'm trying to find a good name for this. Is like a reality show where all the female officers are sleeping with these inmates. And then now you got this attorney, allegedly. I'm going to still say allegedly, even though they showed us the paperwork. It's an attorney. She sure enough did. She went and pulled the paperwork. It happened over Zoom, and the marriage certificate was filed in Texas because Kayla Bumpus does not live in Atlanta. Kayla Bumpus lives in Texas. So that's why she just travels back and forth. But Viverito approached her and said, so the person that she was with, she said something. She said, "Yeah, it was crazy. We were standing there." And she said Viverito was down the hallway and they were asking somebody about something. And Viverito just came and said to Kayla, "If you call me, you only got one more time to call me a hoe." So how are they all mixed up in this garbage and nonsense? Because Kayla said that she showed the text message on this live stream. Abate texted her and said, "That's never going to happen. I spoke to her and that's never going to happen again." So he spoke to Viverito about what she did and it's never going to happen again. So because Doug was kind of dancing around it, and so Abate was like, "Oh, yeah, well, Kayla's married. She's married to Shannon." So Kayla was like, "Okay, so he needed to go in there and say all that. He not saying that. He playing both sides because he texting me and telling me this." And then she's like, told the girl, "Show the text messages." So Abate is texting her saying, "I spoke to Viverito," because he know that was wrong. So I don't even understand how Whitaker didn't think that is, she's supposed to be a professional. She's supposed to be what is she, the lieutenant or whatever, always outside in the bushes with binoculars following these guys, like doing a little too much. And her pictures are everywhere. So she doesn't want to be photographed? Find a different job. Start a YouTube channel and just put up a don't go live. Just talk from behind the screen. But in the it's not like she's an undercover cop. She's not. But yeah, I just think that she has an issue with ever saying that she's wrong or I made a mistake, or and even when she said that, now we all knew what they were talking about. When she tried to say that Jeffrey Williams said he put $24 million on somebody's head. No, that's little Uzi Vert bought a diamond for $24 million, and he had it surgically implanted in his forehead. He had it surgically implanted in his forehead. And so that's what they was talking about. She's not, April, she's not. I was so bothered by her on the stand. I was so bothered by her. Because it's not like you trying somebody for a misdemeanor or a parking ticket or something. These guys is facing 60. One is facing 60 years, and the other one is facing, I think, like 40-something years or something like that. But it's clear to see on this video in the Jamari Drinks case that Shannon Stillwell and yet Nichols, they drove toward Jamari Drinks. They drove toward that way. I'm not going to say they drove toward him. They drove toward that way, but there was a car behind you. You see them run a light because they already told y'all that's what they do. They don't stop at red lights. So you seen them run a light. It's that third car that was behind them that put on a brake light. It's not like they pulled up and then just turned. No, that's not what happened. So that's what they want you to think, but not even want you to think that they won't even talk about the third car. If you listen to the testimony again, they weren't even talking about the third car. And so I'm just like, y'all messed up. Y'all messed up. And even little Woody got on the stand. When Woody was on that stand, remember one day he was so heated and he looked at the judge and said, "You said that nothing that I say here could be held against me, right?" And she said, "Yeah, no, they can't do anything for you here." And I forget which red rum that he agreed to. He said, I believe the same thing. I believe, but then there is another thing that they didn't do. Where is the young guy that was in the car with him? Jamari Drinks wasn't in the car by himself. There was somebody else that was in the car with him. So that's reasonable doubt right there. And then you had somebody walking on the street that they were claiming that they can see the person walking on the street in the dark, but you can't see lights and stuff like that. Oh, that's hard to see. But how can you see a person walking? It's a blur. You can see the brake lights better than you can see a person walking. But it's just too much doubt. Like it's too much. It's too much. So yeah. So he agreed to Donovan Thomas. Like yeah, you know what the crazy thing is though. Donovan Thomas's family does not believe who they're saying that killed that unalived him. They don't believe that. They've been giving the state a hard time. And Jamari Drinks' aunt said that she came right out and said Hilton is a liar, that they've lied to their family. And, they said they don't want them to prosecute anybody that has nothing to do with this crime. And they don't believe that they got the right people. So Hilton called Jamari Drinks' aunt and his mother. So when the first two guys took the plea deal, so that was Nichols and was that Lil Rod in the first one? that was it was Nichols. I think it was Lil Rod. But yeah, so Hilton called the aunt, and the aunt she doesn't live in Atlanta. She's somewhere like Wisconsin or something like that. And she called them, and they said that she was calling them over and over and over again, saying, "Oh, we need you at the court by 3:30." She's like, "How am I going to get there? I live here," and his mother was at work at the time. And then, they don't even believe that any of those people unalived him there. And so she said that all that Hilton has been doing is lying to her. And I think that is so messed up, because you have people that have had their lives taken from them, regardless as to what they were doing on the street. But then y'all have a duty to try to find the real people that unalive these people. For you guys to just put this stuff on, people because that's what you want, because you got to make it look like, oh, Jeffrey Williams is just this big wig, and it's Jeffrey Williams. It's Jeffrey Williams that they wanted. But Jeffrey Williams, he don't have no record like the rest of them. And all his money is legit. So I want to see, I hope nobody's been driving his cars, because they took about like 6 or 7 cars from him. And so for the state to think that they're going to try and keep that stuff, I don't think so. Brian Still is not having that at all. He's not having it. I'm a little nervous too, because Jeffrey can be in the metro area of Atlanta. He can't be in that area, but I just don't trust him at all. I would move. If I was him, since he has a residence in California, I would just listen, because Whitaker and them, they already said it was okay, because Still let them know he has residence in different areas. And I would just leave, because it's frightening. And then I follow his sister on X, and she follows me too. And you could tell she's struggling. They're glad that he's home, but she's so bothered because he is around. She just doesn't want anybody trying to set him up. And she's very bothered that they kept bringing her name up in this trial. So I guess it's really, really getting to her, because she talks about it. And my thing is I'm glad your brother's home. You need to just pray over him. Y'all need to keep your eyes and ears open to listen, because everybody doesn't mean him well. But he came right out and picked up with what he did. He has music out. It's on YouTube. Now I shared one of his songs that he dedicated to Rich Homie Quan. So that was another narrative that they were spinning in the courtroom too, that him and Rich Homie Quan was beefing. They wasn't. As a matter of fact, Rich Homie Quan had said he hasn't made music like he did when he was making music with Thug. So now Thug had made a song and dedicated it to him. And then he also made another song that I shared on Twitter. But he has a song where he's paying homage to Brian Still. I'm not sharing that one. I'm not going to share that. If people go on, if people can find him, I mean, it's really, of course he was going to pay homage to Brian Still. But, they can take it and twist that around another way. So I'm just refusing to share it. People see it, they'll see it. But he has a lot of music out. First day out, he was in the studio just churning them out. And so, yeah, he has the music is on YouTube. But like I said, I shared 2 things, but the other ones I wouldn't share. I wouldn't. But he's talented. People gotta realize, I think it's Rolling Loud. Rolling Loud already sent him a contract. They said, "We waiting on you. We need you. We need you. We need this." So he's even though he was gone a long time, this still didn't hurt him. But I think he's feeling the effects of losing the people that he's lost while he was, incarcerated. He lost a sister. One of his kids' mothers, was unalived. Rich homie Quan passed away. And I think those are the only three that I can name right now. But that's a lot, having that. And then, he has health issues that they wasn't tending to when he was incarcerated. So, he has to make sure that is straight, before anything. And so he's like, taking a lot of time up with his children. And yes, Chloe. Hey, Chloe. I was just telling April how you had me cracking up yesterday. I was laughing way after the live. I said, it's late, but Chloe has the best descriptions of Love's attire. And I was like, oh my goodness, Chloe is crazy. I said, yeah. And you and Loa together. Yeah, he does need time to decompress, but he's like in go mode. Like he's working already. He has collaborations out. Like he had people waiting for him, like Future, which they named in the courtroom the other day. And I'm just like, why? Why are you doing that? Like you really didn't have to do that. But first night out, yeah, he made a song with Future. He has a song with Future and Little Baby. He has a song with Future and Little Baby. He has a song with Little Baby, just him and Little Baby. And then he put out some his feelings, I guess, about being arrested and like losing like Rich homie Quan. And he said he's just praying that he's gonna show the world that he can do this. He needs to get out for his children. So it's all in the music, it's all in the song. So I'm just glad to hear that. But I don't trust those people in Fulton County. And even though he's not supposed to be there, like anywhere he goes, I think that they'll be watching. And I just think that that's just crazy how you did not take into consideration that this man is a legit businessman. You had the record executives come into the courtroom and testify to tell you guys that this is what it is. This is his label. My thoughts are, I think that he should sue them because he didn't plead to YSL being a gang, and he did not plead to being the leader of the gang. So YSL is his legit business name. I will sue them for tarnishing my name. I will also sue them, Love with her big mouth, for talking about his clothing line, Spider. Spider is his clothing line. What else do you want? Spider's his clothing line that came out while he was incarcerated. So for these are legit businesses that he has. I would sue Fulton County. I would sue them. That's it. So I guess this is why they're coming with this third RICO case, because we already know they lost to Trump that RICO already. That they might as well just pack it up and hang that up, because they're not getting that. But this is what you get messing around with Fannie Willis and them. And she's just thinking that she's way above the law. I don't like her attitude. She needs to go and take a professional class. You know what? I'm not doing this with you, Chloe. Now, let me put this on the screen. When I tell you Chloe is crazy, April, Chloe is it's my spirit animal. I got go. She ain't had to go shopping for no broom, Chloe. She got the broom already in her office already. I don't know. I just don't understand how. So these are not closing arguments, right? And so they're doing like the jury instructions. And so you're entering new evidence into this process that you guys are in. You guys are already finished presenting evidence. How are you changing evidence this late in the game and just trying to just slip it in there? Whitaker is not Glanville. And that's just that. And I know like we all like are slowly just like giving her like some leeway, but she's not Glanville. Those prosecutors are dirty. And even all the shenanigans that happened in that courtroom since this trial started, when the guy was bringing the pills to Jeffrey and Jeffrey didn't know what he was doing, when Jeffrey was sitting up in the front on the side, they already ruled that they can tell from the interaction that he didn't know what was going on. I believe that they all in on it. Let me tell you how I know. So Dennis Byron, he had the Rule 22 and he was able to film inside the courtroom. Now remember, what was it, 3 weeks ago? Whitaker called Dennis and Sylvia up to the podium and told them that they did some things that they weren't supposed to do, and so they can still record, but they have to do it from the media room. If they wanted to sit in court, they couldn't film it in court. So Dennis was waiting because he thought that Whitaker was going to say, well, what do you have to say about that? But remember, after she said what she said, she cut everything off. So Sylvia was guilty about what she said. But Dennis, he said that he was so taken aback because the courtroom deputy, he took a picture of young Doug. It was his girlfriend's, Mariah the Scientist's, birthday. And Doug had on the shirt that said, I love Mariah. Dennis wasn't paying attention to that. One of the sheriff's deputy, whatever they call themselves, the courtroom deputy, it was a female, told Dennis to take the picture because he wants to get it out on the blogs. And so that means that, okay, so did you talk to Jeffrey and ask him that? So, but Dennis said that they told him to take the picture. The picture went viral. TMZ picked it up. And so when Whitaker called him up there, he was just taken aback because he said he was waiting for the person that told him to take the picture to say, hey, you know what? I know it's not what it, but we allow him to take the picture. We asked him to take the picture. So I don't know what happened because I don't really follow Dennis like that. I see him, but I do know that he was getting his attorneys involved because I guess he said he's been doing this a long time. He covers a lot of cases, and this is his business. It's a brand, and for them to just put him and Sylvia together, he works totally different from Sylvia. Sylvia has a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Sylvia has a lot of she does a lot of things that she just shouldn't be doing. And she admitted, she said, yeah, I did take a picture and I wasn't supposed to. So I'll eat that. But Dennis, on the other hand, was like, oh, no, like you just clumped me in with me and her are not in business together. Like they have a love-hate relationship. So the lead attorney was begging Dennis because Dennis had her blocked. The lead attorney was begging him, like, come on, give Sylvia a chance. Like, come on now. I ain't seen nobody working as hard as Sylvia, but I understand. I understand that, why he wouldn't want to be, clumped together with, somebody, she enjoys being, controversial. She enjoys that. Like, I remember from the R. Kelly trial, and I wasn't even doing commentary at that time. And the only reason why I know about her from that is because she got arrested. So I don't know, but I just think that like they all work together. And let me ask your opinion about Lil Rod. Remember when Lil Rod came into court, right? And remember, it was like way back, but they said that they smelled marijuana and they took him in the back to search him, and he was screaming and everybody in the courtroom was disturbed because all you hear is him screaming. if you smelt marijuana on him, the officers transport him to the court and back. So when was he supposed to have gotten this marijuana? And just because y'all on camera doesn't mean anything. I used to work for the Department of Corrections. I was a correction officer for 7.5 years. The fact that y'all have a camera on and he's screaming and hollering and saying whatever, it does not mean anything, because you guys know exactly where the cameras are. You guys know exactly how to touch people's pressure points and everything like that to cause pain. I'm muted of TLA. Okay. Who, TLA? Oh, it is? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in my system. Oh, TLA? So what I take from TLA is that everything he does it with intention. And so he doesn't think that like me, I don't want any drama for my channel. Like I want people to get along. That's why I enjoy being in Cat Not Williams chat, because everybody is just vibing. And everybody's just getting along, and we're all watching this train wreck. So I don't want that. And some people say, oh, every now and then you need like controversy. No. I don't like all that. So I think that TLA, he doesn't mind that sometimes, because when he started, he was personally attacked when he started by a big YouTuber. So, and he had to handle it from there. And I think he had some issues with somebody else. I don't know. I don't really watch from there. I like some of things that he talks about. And I did take his course for the YouTube course, and he's very knowledgeable about YouTube and streaming and stuff. So that's why if you hear me say in the words of Lee, I'm struggle streaming, because Chloe, you know about all the issues I had yesterday. But yeah, I think that he welcomes controversy sometimes. So I don't know how he did away with saying all the stuff he says on his channel. They'll demonetize those videos. I wouldn't try it, but it must be something, because I'm like, how are you able to say that one and get away with it? But I just think that they're all working together. When those officers in the courtroom are down to do anything that they tell them to do, especially the officer that stands behind a witness stand. I think that it's going in and out. Oh gosh. So I'm sorry. So anyway, Chloe, I had just told April I'm gonna end it anyway, because I had to go with my daughter. She didn't tell me she needed something. I already started the live. And I watched just one witness. I gotta run and take my daughter out anyway. So thank you for telling me. I don't know what's going on with my system. Why it's acting wacky, and why the sound is going in and out. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping to get it. I'm gonna probably go live on Saturday. Tomorrow I'm not. But hopefully I'll have this straightened out by Saturday, because I don't even know what's happening. I don't know why the sound, nothing is singing. Yeah, and I'm looking at the mic there saying that I don't know. Yeah, it keeps going in and out, Chloe. I don't know what's going on with it. But I was leaving a while ago, but then I started talking to April. And so yeah, I'm just still here. But I don't trust them people at all. I want them to I don't know. I don't trust them at all. I mean, I think it's like really, really sad that why would you want to take a career from somebody that is actually helping, because Jeffrey is good now. Thank you, Chloe. Jeffrey Williams, like him giving back to the community, he has done a lot of great things for Atlanta. And I remember when he was looking for properties for single parents to be able to live in where they can afford rent. So he wasn't like really going to be charging them too much of anything. But those are some of the great things that he's done. Him donating, having a concert and donating money to the cancer, to the cancer fund, all good things. They don't talk about that though. You want to just harp on the negative things. And he has two. Yeah, that's what I was, asking April. Did she see that? Yeah, I wrote it down, but I was in that live too when Kat redirected it over. I was in there. I wrote down I wrote that down so I can go in there and look. $770,000 Wade was paid to be the special prosecutor with no experience. He didn't have any experience. They asked him. No experience at all. And so what they did was Fannie filed the suit against Doug to keep to have him forfeit all of his property. And so I don't even think they went to court for that yet, because Brian Steele is actually, Brian Steele is representing him in that case as well. So because you filed this suit, you just automatically assume that they're going to grant you with Jeffrey Williams's things. So she supposedly paid Wade out of that fund that she's. I hope that the right people get involved in this. Because that's disgusting. Like, I was sitting there like, what? Wow. And where is all the money? Do you know that when she got elected into office the first time, she ran on her ticket was she was going to fight gang violence, but she also ran saying that she was going to get Fulton County caught up because they have so many grape kits that have not been tested. She has not started that yet. But here you are bringing a RICO against these guys, and then you done mess yourself up with the RICO for Trump, because y'all can best and believe. But you know what will be funny? And Trump is this petty. And I was thinking about this today because somebody said, do y'all think Trump is going to pardon Doug? I don't know if he can do that if he took a plea deal and he's on the street. I'm not sure. But we all see, and we all know what we know. We know that y'all have the wrong people incarcerated, and y'all are charging the wrong people, the crimes against the wrong. These are not the people that committed those crimes. The people that committed those crimes, anybody that watched this trial can know, should be able to tell. The people that committed these crimes are out on the street. You gave them immunity. But I'm wondering, so I'm Chloe, I was just trying, that's what I was saying about Jeffrey. But we don't know what's going to happen with Yak and Shannon. And hopefully the jury is paying attention, but they don't see everything that we see. But hopefully Juror 56 says, listen, I I don't like the way this went down. I don't believe nothing they saying. I'm hoping that they come back with a not guilty verdict. But if they don't, at that point now, Trump can pardon them. And I can see him doing that just to get under Fannie's skin. My thing is, and this is an issue I have with Whitaker. This should have been a mistrial a long time ago. And like, you keep making statements like, you know that they have not proven this case, but you're not going to just totally just say, nah, I'm not going to do this. But you keep saying that, oh, they can fight this on appeal. Why should they have to wait for an appeal? And the appeal process takes years. Years. So you don't think that he would be able to pardon Yak if they were convicted? Yak and Shannon? Why wouldn't he be able to? He pardoned Kodak Black. That's the only reason why Kodak Black is on the street today. And not only that, he also pardoned Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne was getting ready to go to jail too. But Trump pardoned him. He didn't even finish going to court for his charges. Trump pardoned him. So that's why for this, when you saw the whole thing, when I guess they announced that Trump won, that's why Kodak Black was there. He was there at that rally. So I didn't think that he can do anything about Jeffrey Williams, but I'm saying if they do find them guilty, I think that he can, because they have the power to do that. Oh, Wayne was federal. Okay. But Kodak Black wasn't federal. He pardoned him. I don't know. This is just all wrong. It's all wrong. And it's like, I'm kind of getting nervous the more we get to the end. I got to give it to Whitaker, though. The expert they brought in to help them with the RICO, the jury instructions for the RICO. Like, I got to give it, I have to hand it to Whitaker. Like, she did her homework, and she did push back some. Like, and I think she's over them. Did you hear what she said today when she was just going to go and fix the jury instructions herself? Because what the heck was Hilton talking about? You sound stupid. Let the people that can talk properly and that can communicate this so that, you know, that it sounds like you went to law school. Because you sounding illiterate right about now. What are you talking about? And so I think that Love, they may have took off the cases a little too late. We don't know. She probably going to come 5 hours for closing arguments. What the heck they going to say? Y'all don't have anything. And another thing that I think, and I know that they have like a little more leeway when it comes to closing arguments. But what Hilton and them should not be allowed to say is all of the things that they all of the things that they wrote curative instructions for. I don't think that they should be allowed to have that as part of their closing. I don't think that they should, because you stopped it in court. Some of the stuff you struck from the record, like well, I guess she drew that out of, what was his name? It wasn't, what's that thought that she threw out of the courtroom, Whitaker? Was that thought? Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, April, I have oh, because the guns was on the plane. But he got locked up so many times though. Kodak Black. Every time you turn around, he in jail. But now he was just, somebody just filmed him the other day. He was sitting out there saying that he was on drugs. So he was back on them. And I know 2 rappers that have done time and like used to be really, really bad. And they went out there to try to talk to him, to try to, lift his spirits, or, just to try to talk to him, because this is what they do is, Wallow, and I forgot the other guy that he has a YouTube show with. It's the same thing that he did for Lil Durk. Before Lil Durk got arrested, he had just told him, he was crying. He had told him, like, listen, you made it. You don't have to be out here doing anything. And I understand that your best friend passed away. And he's like, but, he said the same thing, like his brother was unalive. And he said, I had to really, really grow up and say to myself, it hurts. But if I go out here and do something, I'm going to be back in jail probably for the rest of my life. So I had to forgive, the person that unalived my brother. And he's like, I'm telling you, I know that it hurts. Wallow and Gilly the Kid. You absolutely got it right, April. Yeah, that was crazy, Chloe. Yeah, he was like, I just need. How many votes he said he needed? That was clear, but because they're so jacked up down there, so they're not going to be able to do anything with that case. Because once he's in office, all these charges, even though he's a felon 34 times, there's nothing they're going to be able to do with that. The only issue that I have with that is, then you need to let other people vote, because a lot of these people, they were convicted of a felony, they served their time in their home, and they still can't vote. But right now, he's convicted of 34 felonies. Right now, he's convicted. He's a convicted felon. So that means that then they need to do something to say, like, if you paid your debt to society, even though he has not paid his, but if you paid your debt to society, and, maybe we should rethink this and start a restart program where people are able to get their voter rights back. Because how else are you going to explain this? Even though, I don't know what's going on. Like, it's just, a lot of stuff, I just be sitting around like, this didn't just happen, did it? But I'm a little nervous about now that they're at the end, especially listening to them writing all the jury instructions up and just, still saying that like these guys are guilty. And then you trying to add in stuff at the 12th hour. I don't understand it. We heard a little bit from Atkins. Atkins is going to be fine. But Love and Hilton, they both need their bar card snatched. Love really, really needs her bar cards snatched. Because it's not just this case. I'm so bothered by the case. Shane's case. The young man that lost his, took his life because he was mentally ill. On top of that, that's mentally ill mixed with him being autistic. I'm trying to figure out, when did Love go to medical school? Why do you get to tell people what's going on with them and what's not? What gave you the right, and who gave you the right to say that this young man's father was lying about his situation when he unalived his mother? And the father understands that, something happened. He was diagnosed with a mental illness as a child. And for Love to say that the father is just saying that and he's faking, And now for this to happen and the nurse to show up and have the audacity to say, I'm not going to render any aid to him because my knee hurts. When I tell you, every time I think about this story, it takes me somewhere else. I get very, very upset about things like this, because within law enforcement as a whole, everywhere, they need some type of special training, and that's for all police departments. That is for all correctional facilities. Everybody needs to be trained on how to spot someone that's having a mental breakdown, or, because there's certain cues and stuff that you get. And I just don't think that they don't give you that type of training to deal with anybody. I went through the academy twice, and that's the one thing they never, ever, they didn't teach us that. And I had the same type of training that the police officers have. The only thing that's different from, our academy and the police academy is that they take a tactical driving course for when they're high-speed chases. That's the only part that we didn't have to take that part of the course. So that's why when Viverito is up there talking nonsense about the gang and stuff and the gang training, I would like to know who trained you, because a lot of the stuff you're saying is gibberish. It's a lot of stuff that you're saying, you're making it up in your mind. It's not anything that they told you. It's not anything in those books that they gave you. Yeah, they do teach you about colors. They teach you about the tattoos. But they always, like, she has YSL separated. I think because in her mind, because the green snake emoji, you did. Yeah. Mental health is not something that they harp on. It's not something that they teach like a class on, like how to be able to spot people with, possible mental illnesses and stuff like that. They don't teach it. But, in the gang training, because YSL uses the green snake emojis, I don't even know how the hell they allowed them to. A lot of the evidence is social media posts, emojis. What? It really bugged me out the other day when they brought the post from the shade room, because they couldn't get the post off of the person's page because they already had erased it. So y'all went to the shade room because the shade room reposted it and grabbed it off the shade room. That should never have been allowed into evidence. Never. But you know what? I didn't hear Shartnum I didn't hear Shartnum object to that. I was sitting there like, wait a minute. Did she just say that this is the post off the shade room, and Hilton standing there like she is so professional and proper and know what she's talking about? So the top, I need to put something in my mouth to make sure and make it sound like because she always sounds like she got something stuck in her jaws. So is this from this post from the shade room? So has it been altered in any way from them taking it off of, I think it was Mr. Kendrick's page, and putting it on the shade room? How is this going on? It's mind blowing to me that you guys are allowed, and the fact that a detective that's supposed to be so professional, man, let me tell you something. In the Department of, I call them the Department of Corruptions. I'm sorry, I was a correction officer, but yeah, I witnessed a lot. So in the Department of Corrections, let me correct it. Let something had happened in a unit or something, or there was an instance where you had to defend yourself because somebody attacked you. Would you not have a report? That's the first thing you better get together is the report for everything. They lost the reports. Oh, they had what they say, somebody hacked into their system. How about no? I don't know in any other in any other like law enforcement department, like anywhere all over the world, I've never seen so many people say that they lost the report or they lost their notes, or no, that was Detective Thorpe that said he recycles his notes. So he just writes them on a piece of paper. What? Also, you didn't have to give the defense those things. So regardless as to what happens with Shannon and Yak, an appellate court is going to overturn this case because it should have been declared a mistrial a long time ago. And from when Glanville, from the time that Glanville was on his case, it really should have been a mistrial. And it continued after that. So I just have never like seen a bunch of people that work, for law enforcement. I've never seen a group of people that are this unprofessional about their jobs, and they still have a job. I don't understand. I'm not understanding. I don't comprehend. I don't. When I worked for the Department of Corrections, they would tell us sometimes, you go home, we got good news and bad news. Which one you want first? Give me the good news. The good news is you're going to make some extra money. Well, what is the bad news? You stuck and you can't go home because the officer that's supposed to come behind you, he called out. And that happened a lot during holidays. But some days I would be like, listen, I'm not staying. Give me a report. Report numbers was on all of our reports. There was a number to each report. And this is where somebody's life is on the line. You mean you're trying to say these guys are facing, I think Shannon is facing like 60 something years, and Yak is facing, I think, like 40 something years is what they said the day that Jeffrey took his plea. This is somebody's life. And y'all have y'all stuff together. Now, if you would have charged them separately for the crimes that they committed, Yak wouldn't even be in court right now. He wouldn't. He had just came home from jail when they locked him back up for this. He just came home. He wasn't home that long. He came home and he went to Jeffrey Williams' house. He didn't know what was going on. Because why would he go there and walk into that? It doesn't make sense. If people think logically, all of this doesn't make sense. But it's very disturbing that you are doing this in front of the whole world, and all of our eyes are open and we're watching this. That's another thing that's very disturbing to me, is that you don't care. This case has brought so many people together from so many different backgrounds, and we're all on one accord, and we all feel the same way. And it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. And, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I said, normally people love to pull the race card. You can't pull the race card in this one. This your own people that got you up here that's doing this. It don't have nothing to do with color. People are drawn to this case because, first of all, it's been going on way too long. Second of all, y'all think y'all above the law down there in Fulton County. And it's wrong. And it's an injustice that's being done in our face. Our First Amendment rights are being attacked right about now. I didn't like the fact that Whitaker put those type of, made that part of Doug's plea deal. He needs to find something else to rap about. Are y'all listening to still? Sometimes they don't even write some of the songs that they are performing. There's a lot of people that just write music and, they will send it to like different rappers that they're interested in to see if it's something that they can, they're able to rap about, or like whoever is going to take the song. That's how this works, though. It's not that, okay, every song that Doug has put out, he wrote every lyric that's on the song. No, that's not how it works. You have some people that just only that are only songwriters. That's all that they do. And so, one of the songs that still had highlighted the day that he took his plea was that one of the songs that they kept playing, Nicki Minaj wrote that. You gotta, it's just sad though that y'all out here in the street like y'all don't care, and anything goes. And I just feel bad for everybody that's involved. And you know what? She sent Sledge back to jail, not because he didn't get on that stand and say what she wanted him to say. That's not why, because he got on the stand and his agreement. That's not why you had him locked up again, love. That's not why. Because every one of your witnesses that you gave immunity to got on that stand and kept telling YSL is not a gang. That what was that Mooney Lee, or was that that wasn't Quandarius Zachary? Well, I think a couple of them said it could be whatever you want it to be. Some people look at YSL as a gang, but Little Rod, they said Little Rod didn't. Little Rod is in there claiming YSL. He had nothing to do with this case. Nothing. He already has a life sentence for the unalignment that he caused. But the girl that testified, she also testified in this case, and we can tell within the first 3 minutes she was lying. That was Mooney April, yeah. So the young lady that testified and got Little Rod that life sentence, when she testified in this court, this is why they're working on an appeal for him. We can tell this girl was lying. Who locked you in the basement? Wait, let me back up first. Because she said something one time, but she refused to repeat it. And I think that's because Love and Hilton told her to say that. Now, she said that she came near her and her girlfriend. They came near to be nasty. That's what she said. That's what they was doing. She went and got on the couch. Then they came out and said they was going to go and get some weed. Then she said Blaylock attacked her. She said that one time and she would not repeat that again. I hope that didn't go over nobody's head, because I was like, wait a minute. Did she just say that he attacked her? She said it one time. But the weed man was across the street and they was giving you a ride across the street. Y'all was driving across the street to get the weed. I'm kind of confused. Why y'all just didn't walk across the street? Then she said they locked her in the basement. This one right here. This is just outrageous to me. They locked you in the basement. You didn't have no phone or anything. So his mother comes home. You come up the stairs and the mother's screaming and hollering and wanted to know where her child was. So she locked you in the basement again. And you just started filming around and mysteriously you found the phone. I said, you know what? Are y'all listening to this nonsense? What you mean, Chloe? A lie or a grape? No, she didn't. She didn't say that. Her and her friend went there with those intentions. She did say that because they used another word, but she told what the word meant, and she actually said the F word. So they went there to do exactly what they did, and that was to let them guys screw them. And she says, oh, after I finished doing what I was doing, woo, I went in the living room and got on the couch. And then that's when they came in and was like, oh, get up, let's go. We're going to get some weed. And then Blaylock attacked her. Right there is where I was like, wait a minute. Blaylock attacked her? She never said it again. But then her being locked in the basement, and there wasn't a phone. And then the boy mother came home. She realizes you're in the basement, has a conversation with you, and locked you back in the basement. And you start feeling around. You Helen Keller feeling around, and you can feel that, oh, this is a phone. What? She's lying. You can tell. And so that is one of the biggest reasons why Lil Rod is going to, he's trying to get an appellate lawyer now. And so they have this page from on Twitter. It's called Justice for Lil Rod. And like they're taking donations or whatever. But definitely the girl was lying. And you knew, and you kind of knew that something was going on, because if you're just there to be a witness as you claim, why did they were asking you, the prosecution was asking you questions, you weren't responding to the questions. But soon as Lil Rod's attorneys start asking you questions from the door, she was nasty. But why is that? So the other young lady that was with her that night, she's actually serving time, because she was way gangster out there. So she's actually serving time right now too. So what they're saying is that it was a setup, that the young lady on the stand and the other young lady that's incarcerated set them up. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. And so they're trying to get him an appellate lawyer, attorney. But Blaylock already argued his case in the appellate court. So, I didn't hear anybody say that they came back with the decision yet. Like, they're probably still sitting on it. But so that's what they have hopes for Lil Rod. I thought that Miss Williams and them were going to see to it that he got an attorney, but they're not appellate attorney, so that's why they're trying to get him an appellate attorney now. And I'm not sure, can Brian still? I don't think he can, because he represented his like co-defendant or whatever. I don't think that he can, but I hope that they find something. It's just crazy. But if the young lady on the stand lied, y'all need to bring charges up against her. But it's just a whole it could be like if the attack was an essay with him. So I'm trying to remember, did she come there for Lil Rod or Blaylock? I thought she came there for Lil Rod. I could be wrong. I just know she was lying. Hey, Steph JK. I'm just here kicking it. I'm supposed to be leaving because my daughter, I got to take my daughter to the store. But I had got so caught up in this conversation with April, and then we have Chloe here. Chloe's here. I wanted to get Chloe's take on, because Chloe is crazy. I want to get Chloe's take on Love's attire today. And she told me, and it's just hilarious. You gotta love Chloe because Chloe don't have no filter. I love it. And so, yeah, I just think that if she lied, and you can prove, because the way, now I didn't see the case when Lil Rod got convicted of that, but they're saying what she said in the case and what she said in this trial is totally different, because they're using that same incident that he's already serving life for to pull him into this RICO. It's crazy. Like, I'm just so bothered. I'm bothered by all of this. And so remember when I think they were talking about Little Rod, because I was kind of confused when they said at 11 years old he was kidnapped, because when he did the other unaliving he was 15. Didn't she say F? Didn't she say F? That means the F? Steph JK, if you remember, April is asking you something in the let me put it up here. I thought she said that means hold on, why is my trying to put April's comment up here, because I thought she came straight out and said that means the F. I could be wrong, but Steph, if you, I don't know what that means. AOBD. Yes, Chloe, that's what I'm saying. But remember, when after she said that he attacked her, this is when they were on. She said this was when they were on the way out the door that he attacked her. But remember, they had her repeat what she said again, because when she was saying that, they was talking at the same time. So when they told her to repeat what she said about them getting ready to go outside and give her a ride across the street to purchase weed, she never said that again. And that was my thing. Okay, she said that, and it was so much confusion going on at the time. I'm like, normally, like, they can hear it. And I know that Lil Rod's attorneys would not have let that slip by if they heard it. So I'm thinking that they didn't hear that part of it, because she already had her questions for her. But she did say that, she said Blaylock attacked her. Oh, she said you never sent her a link on X. I don't know what link. Yeah, she did. She did. But because Love and them are so stupid, and they were so gung-ho about getting this RICO and getting the big fish, as Gaither says it, somebody that's very unprofessional. I can't even understand how Glenville even allowed her to sit on the stand and act the way she did when she testified when he was there, and you didn't pump her brakes not one time. You didn't say anything to her to correct her. And she was giving all types of commentary the first time she came to testify when Glanville was there. And that, for the life of me, I couldn't understand that. Because one time she said somebody asked her something that she said, and they were saying, well, if something like you can't prove something by whatever their theory was, and she was like, well, if people is but I can prove that, they run around here shooting people in the heads and stuff and killing people. In Glenville, you didn't see no problem with that? No problem. That these retired detectives, whatever they want to call themselves, that they're getting on the stand with all this commissary and actually commentary, and then actually you're sitting there saying out your mouth, oh yeah, when they shoot people with whatever, that is cause for a mistrial. But when she came back on the Whitaker, she tried it, but she didn't go that far. And I wanted that Whitaker watch the video of when Love was arguing with Glanville. That video is disgusting. It's disgusting. She's a lead prosecutor, and because she's not getting her way, she's throwing a tantrum in front of everybody. And this trial is everywhere. But Glanville let them push, get over on him. And he did a lot of crazy shit that you wouldn't do. Like the lady came late for jury duty or something. She went on vacation or something, whatever happened. He made her write a 30-page research paper. I'm going to give you 20 days in jail, but I'm going to suspend it. And what I want you to do, I want you to write a 30-page paper about the importance of being on the jury. And I need you to make sure you have peer review references. I forgot how many references he told her to have. I said, what type of bull crap is this? What type of court is this? He was really handing out research papers. I would have told him, you know what? You can kiss what I twist, because I already have a degree and I'm not going back. I don't want to go to school to get another one. So I'm not doing no research paper. Send me to jail. But he ain't right when he stood up there and was going to put Brian Steele in jail for standing up for what's right, for something that you did wrong, that you're currently now recused from this case because it should never have been allowed. I mean, this is just unreal to me, y'all. I cannot. Love is a spoiled brat that never had anyone oppose her. Exactly. She carried that into adulthood. It's dangerous. What's dangerous is that Sledge is sitting in jail right now serving 5 years not because he got on the stand and didn't say what she wanted him to do. Because like I said, most of those people got on the stand. The witnesses got on the stand and didn't say what y'all wanted them to say. Especially Woody, your star witness. He's your star. He's the star. He's not arrested. She locked Sledge up because he embarrassed her in front of everybody, as he should have, because it was disgusting the way you was talking to him, like he was nobody, like he was just a piece of dirt under your shoe, and he called you out on it. And then she was mad because he gave Ryan Steele a compliment. He's only saying what happened. We're sitting here, we're watching it. The difference between you questioning him and Brian and still questioning him, it's not the fact that Brian can lead him as you try to make it seem like. That's not what it is. What he said was a lot of stuff that he don't understand. And Brian still took the time out when he asked him questions if he didn't understand something to explain it to him. Basically, Brian Hill and them, whenever they come to cross-examine somebody, they treat them with respect, regardless as to who they are. Love, you are a disrespectful, evil. I've never came into contact with anybody as evil as Love is. That woman is evil. And from platform to platform to platform, when the consensus are all the same, it's not us. That's you. If I go over to TikTok, it's not the same people that's over here on YouTube. I posted that video over there on TikTok. That video got over 10,000 and something views on TikTok. The video of Love and Moontook. And when you look in the comments, everybody is saying the same thing. Finally, somebody done told her something because she needed to hear that. But what I didn't like is that you have these men's freedom in the palm of your hand, and it shows with Sledge, because you locked that man up for 5 years. But if you notice, his parole officer would not give a recommendation of how much time to give him. Neither Abati did not say, he left it to Whitaker. But Love didn't say anything at all, and that's very telling, because you weren't in court that day at all. You only came to court for this hearing with Sledge. So you sitting there like you sitting there, just hands off. No, you came there to sit there purposely to show him I'm the boss and I'm in charge. So I don't know if the angry lawyer is going to take his case or not. I know that he's looked into it. And he's saying that like the paperwork is not right. He found some discrepancies in the plea deals because Love was playing with deals. That's why. But he found some discrepancies in what they initially filed and what the final paperwork was. So the last time I talked to him, I know he said that I asked him, was he going to take the case? And I don't know if he was thinking about it or not, and I haven't spoken to him since then. But you know what? I think I'm gonna go to because I know they said that he was talking about him the other day, but I missed that. I didn't see it. So I'm gonna ask him on Twitter, because I follow him, he follows me. I'm gonna ask him on Twitter, is he going to just go ahead and take Sledge's case, because he's the one that found the discrepancies. And that was after Sledge was already in jail. I want to say like 2 weeks ago, I spoke with him, and he was saying that like we were talking through but he was saying that he found discrepancies in what they filed initially and the last filing. And Sledge just has started like a business, legit business, to take care of his family. What do you guys think? This is what I want to ask you. So since that report came out about Rice Street, that's kind of confirming why these men didn't want to stay in Rice Street, right? They didn't want to be housed there. They just wanted out, so they signed deals to get out. I'm wondering if somehow they can, use that, or in Sledge's case, use that, to his advantage. I'm wondering if that's something, because that jail is disgusting. And like I said the other day, everybody that works there is to blame. Everybody that works there is to blame. It's no other way around it. And now I wouldn't recommend it, but when I was a correction officer, you can come into our facility basically and eat off the floor. In our day areas, in our showers, in the shower area, they would sweep and mop the day area 3 times a day. In the morning, early in the morning, in the afternoon after lunch, and before they lock in. They would sweep and mop the whole facility, the pod, I was working on at the time. Because you're locked in there with them. And in jail, the ventilation system suck. That's another thing. You are absolutely right, Chloe. That's another thing. He should be able, if somebody takes his case, because he had ineffective counsel, his attorney didn't do anything. And so why would you have a conversation with Brian Steele and them and say, oh, you had a conversation with Love about changing some of those factual statements or whatever in his plea deal because he didn't agree to 3 of them. But you told him to tell him that they can fix that once he get in here and get on the stand. She just bamboozles y'all. But then you said that you told Sledge that she said she wasn't changing anything. And then when they put him on the stand, his story kind of changed. He was like backpedaling a little bit. Oh, I didn't hear her say that, but I can understand if that's how he took it. No, say what you said before, because Brian still ain't gonna get up there and say something that you didn't say. But the way you answered that question left room for them to say, oh yeah, so his attorney didn't even hear me say that. So Sledge is up there just making this stuff up. I've never, this gets on my nerve so bad because it doesn't make a difference who people are. Treat people with respect. Don't just put these type of charges on people and they don't even have anything to do with this case. And the first day that Viverito was on the stand, I was like, who's on trial? Is YSL on trial or is YFN on trial? Because almost all of her responses, she was like, YFN. Why nobody want to hear about YFN. YSL is on trial. So it's just like, I'm trying to figure out now, does the judge say, well, you perjured yourself on the stand? Or is it their job to just look the other way? Because Viverito, you definitely got caught. And the one thing Whitaker did do was she did rule in favor of Max when he was asking her about the call that she said that they said that they was going back to the scene. And he said that he thought he heard city. And then she changed it and said, he said, I'm going to see. So Max is like, what is it? Which one is it? You said scene first and now you're saying scene. Which one is it? I don't understand. I don't get it. He knew he was going to be in the same boat Melnick is in. Oh, right. Moontuk's attorney, right? But I don't think what happened with Melnick, it wasn't even it wasn't about this trial though. And probably the difference is this attorney has been friends with Muntu for 15 years. But he did say Muntu wouldn't have no money for him to stay on the case all this time. Like if he would have stayed in jail, he didn't have the money to pay it. But the mistake I think that was made there, well, it's depending on who it is, because I can see Brian still has been friends with Jeffrey, even though that is his attorney. Like they work together on different things. Like he brings Jeffrey, with him to talk to kids and stuff like that, and seminars and stuff like, and things like that. So, he just had, after Jeffrey got out, he spoke at Emory, and he had Jeffrey on FaceTime talking to the law students. He was talking to them about the importance of becoming attorneys on a, defendant side and not working with the prosecution. He was saying, we need y'all out there or whatever. But this is what him and Steele does. Why y'all mad? Because you got to realize all these attorneys have been with these guys this whole time that they've been incarcerated. They've gotten to know them. Well, Steele already knew Jeffrey Williams, but Nichols' attorney, Ponytail, I forgot his name now. I'm going to call him Ponytail so much. He was very, very, like he was in him and Miss Westmoreland. They were invested in Nichols. Invested because he said that he has so much potential. And it broke my heart to hear that he lost both his parents at such a young age. So he just was living with people that would let him stay there. And I'm not saying that, every day we hear like stories about people getting a short end of the stick while they're growing up for some reason or another. And some people say, I'm never going to let that happen to me because this is what happened. And they make it out. But that's not everybody's story. But I think I was more emotional about those defense attorneys, the way they advocated for their clients and humanized them, and how, they personally know them. And I don't have anything bad to say about any of those attorneys sitting on the other side, because a lot of attorneys come into a situation like this and they just like, they don't really care. They just did to get the money. You can tell that these attorneys are invested. The reason why Doug keeps harping about that watch is because that is a watch that Jeffrey bought for Yak. So that, because everybody's like, why is he so invested in the watch? He's invested in the watch because that was a gift that Jeffrey bought for Yak. But as he said, Yak got out of jail. He said he was never going back to jail again. He needs to grow up. He said that when he was locked up, he had a lot of time to reflect. I watched the interview he did on what is that? Jumping off the porch or something? I think it's I hope I'm not jacking up their show's name. But he did an interview on there. He was talking about how he was locked up, and the last time that he was locked up, he said, that's it for me. I'm about this music. He said, I spent the time that I was incarcerated. He said he was writing songs. He was having concerts, looking in the mirror, like, getting his stuff together, because this is how he was going to perform when he got out. But yeah, off the porch, yeah. Harvey, yeah, y'all got it. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know my chemo brain kick it sometime. But yeah, Bruce Harvey, yeah. So yeah, he said it. I'm not going, I'm not doing that. He's not doing that. That's not what he's out here for. But now he's locked up for something that he already served time for. I cannot get with that. And somebody needs to look into the RICO laws because that's nonsense. Most of your charges are charges that somebody else already pled to. And another thing, the state with all of these witnesses that they claim they had coming in, Birdman never was going to step into that courtroom and testify. Lil Wayne was never going to step into that courtroom and testify. Rich Homie Quan was never going to step into that courtroom and testify. Because as a matter of fact, according to the state, he was supposed to testify before he passed away. And another thing that pisses me off about Love, I hope I never see her. I do go down south. Not in Fulton County, though. Every year I do go down. My mother-in-law lives down there. We were supposed to move down there. But it's still a thing, but not in Fulton County. I like the Covington Conyers area. But I hope I never see Love nowhere. Because I've been told Love about herself. Because you're evil for no freaking reason at all. There was no reason why she needed to, after finding out that Rich Homie Quan passed away, there was no reason for her to the very next day come into the courtroom to ask them about Rich Homie Quan. And isn't it true that Mr. Williams called Rich Homie Quan Bitch Homie Quan? Love, you didn't have to do that. Be respectful. That man just passed away. Be respectful. Be respectful. But she's so full of disrespect. And I know that was done purposely. And what about the young lady that was on the stand? I said, they trying to just take my game. I'm gangster. Don't play with my gangster. I just hate when people do things to people. This woman told you, spoke to you and talked to you. So this was when Glanville was there. And told you that her mother passed away and she hadn't grieved yet. She was not able to go there yet. So she asked you not to bring her mother up in court. And you did it anyway. But I was so glad that girl said, when Love said, oh, I'm so sorry about your mother or whatever she said. And the girl said, no, you're not. You're not sorry. It's okay. You did that on purpose. But go ahead with your next question. Strong J. Yes. Because, yeah, she did it on purpose. Somebody will hurt Love. Because if you're trying people for crimes, that's one thing. But just to be putting labels on other people, Lil Woody got you out here looking stupid as I don't know what. Y'all look dumb. Did y'all find little Mike and Quaz yet? Woody like, I made them up. They don't even exist. I don't know. I'm just a little nervous about, like, now that it's nearing the end, I'm a little nervous. I'm just hoping that the jury gets it right. I just hope that the jury gets it right. But you know what they don't talk about? I just walked into these kissy doggies. Oh, I don't know if you know my dog passed away from cancer. Our dog passed away. I'm gonna put her on as my profile picture because Kat likes dogs. So, but she passed away from cancer. She had one surgery. And they removed the cancer. But then it came back. And it was in her spleen, and the tumor was wrapped around her spleen and something else. So when they they were saying like they wanted to put the dog, put her to sleep, and I'm like me and my husband was like, I was like, we can't, I can't, I can't, I cannot do that. And so they were like, you know, if we would have let them do the surgery in the animal hospital, because they took her to the ER, they was trying to charge us like $10,000 and something dollars, like, and I was like, whoa, hold on a minute, we just paid for surgery, but I still couldn't let them put her to sleep. So I called like her vet, and so our vet did it for us, you know, way cheaper than that. I still have the picture. The tumor was 19 pounds. This huge. So the vet was supposed to, she was doing a surgery with herself with assistance, but she had to call her father, he's a veterinarian too. So he had to cut, and he opened, you know, held Maddie open while she pulled the tumor out. And when she soon showed us the tumor, I was like, what in the heck? That was in her? So she made it, you know, they called us to tell us, you know, she's out of surgery, but she's not out of the woods yet. So we transported her back to the emergency room, because she had to stay there overnight. She made it. We brought her home, and then I want to say like 4 or 5 months later, she went outside, and I'm working because I work from home. And so I just see my husband just going by the office door, like, and I'm on the phone, so I'm just like, what is going on? And so I got off the phone. I like, what is going on? And he's like, call somebody because Maddie. And it was a lot. It was a lot. So we called, and he came and got her. But we watched her take her last breath. She was gone before they got here, like, to take her. And it's like never the same. We had got another dog after that, but we had to turn him in. He was a boy. We had to turn him in. And my husband was just like, he wasn't ready for the dog anyway. Because I used to always pick at the dog. I used to be like, Maddie, you're the worst side chick ever. She was very territorial over my husband. So I used to call her the side chick. But my dog, she used to she would model for us. All you had to do was pay her treats. So yeah, she has a whole page. I used to have all these people like contacting us, like, oh my goodness, like, if we send you something, would you have the dog model it? I'm like, so all of the stuff that she models, we were getting it custom made. So I told him I didn't know. My dog was huge. She was a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Cutest thing ever. And yeah, it still bothers us. Because she's been gone for a year only. And it's very hard. I used to always say, oh, people go so crazy over there. Animals, but it's just like they're family. They are really, really family. And they get to know, like, what's what, like, what you like, what you don't like. And it was just a blessing for us to have her. She was the sweetest thing. She was so sweet. And I'm not going to start crying on here, but yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot when she passed away, because no, we didn't expect it. And yeah. Oh man, Chloe. You don't know. I can only imagine that you were paranoid. Yeah, it's not. People think like, okay, you got a dog. No, it's a family member. Like, we cried for days. I couldn't even talk to my sister was calling me like, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't talk right now. I feel like Moon Took. I might need to go see somebody. Because it was a lot. It's like it's a family member. Like, we never really had to cage, put her in a cage. So we didn't keep her caged. She was so good. She knew where she can go and where she didn't. She would test the limits, but never really go over it. And it just was like an alarm. We got an alarm, but we ain't need it. Because you walk across the street past our house, Maddie would be, I said, oh God, somebody walking by, Maddie up. She's up. Somebody's walking by. So yeah, I miss that. And she must have been, she knew Spanish. We adopted her. And they're like, oh, somebody brought her in, said they found her running down the street. But they didn't think that was true. They think that the person that brought her in, that it was their dog, and they could no longer take care of her. And so they brought her in. Because why would you stop and put a pit bull in your car off the street? Oh my God, flesh of the God, stop coming in. Don't be like that. Y'all came over here. I love you. Where y'all come from? Where all y'all people come from? Oh my goodness. And to think I was getting ready to log off because my daughter, she done made like she need to go to the store. She waiting now. I take her to her grandmother and then go to the store. She's waiting. And I was supposed to be, was going a long time ago, but I was just in a conversation over here with April and Chloe and Steph JK came by. So we just was chopping it up about the YSL trial. Now I'm talking about my dog. We lost our dog to cancer. And Chloe is saying that she looked flesh of the gods. You came through, okay? I didn't get my stream deck together. I would give you a. I didn't figure it out yet because you saw the difficulties I was having yesterday. So my plan today was I scheduled a live and I was going to Flesh of the Gods at 8:00. So, Flesh of the Gods, did you already go over your it's 8:27. You're not going live? I don't know. Is he still in here, Flesh of the Gods? She ain't gonna get me, Chloe. She ain't just gonna be. I'm gonna take her. I had scheduled a live, so that was what I was supposed to be doing. She likes to wait to the last minute and tell me things. And so then now I have to rearrange my schedule. And that's what happened today. So, but I saw April was here first, and then Chloe got here. I just had to get Chloe's take on Hilton's attire for the day, because Chloe is a whole hoot. Like, Chloe, why was you cutting up over there on Cat Not Williams? You live now? When I end this, well, how you live over there and you over here? Oh, you got them on your TV turned down. Yeah, I'm gonna tune in. But thank you so much, Flesh of the Gods. I appreciate you. You already know. I can't wait till we collab and do something together. Oh yeah, he probably, you know, he's going live today about the Cat said he's going live about the Infinity. So that was my plan today. I had my little schedule all worked out. I'm gonna go live at 6, and I'm gonna go over there and hit Flesh of the Gods at 8. Then she came home, and here it is. But yeah, so I will be able. Chloe said she was dressed like a funeral director, and I'm not mad at you. I'm just over it. I wish you would get those nuts out her cheek. When she talks, she always sounds like she got a mouthful of something. When Woody said that, that was the funniest thing when Woody said, y'all can't even see me when I was locked up. Y'all sure did. Love was basically on her knees begging him to testify. So when Helen said, yeah, I was there, but I didn't say nothing. He said, no, you was standing back there looking like you was hard and ghetto. And she was like, I said, they know Woody don't have a filter. So you was standing in the back, me mugging him. What are you supposed to be scared? Because you the prosecutor, the assistant DA, whatever the ADA, whatever her title is. What are you supposed to be scared? Child, please. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do, y'all? He got a Vivarito graphic here, but she looks like Snooki. That is the picture that they got. Oh, wait a minute. Please tell me, Flesh of the Gods made a Vivarito cartoon? Chloe, did he make a Vivarito cartoon? Because I'm about to get off here and put on Flesh of the Gods, and I can listen to him while I'm driving. Is it a Vivarito cartoon that he made? I know Flesh of the Gods. If he got something, I want to know why Flesh of the Gods. So I got a question for you, Flesh of the Gods. Because the Hilton that you made, the cartoon character of the Hilton that he made, looks better than Hilton in person. How do you do that? How did you do that, Flesh of the Gods? How you do that? Yeah, so yeah, I that was the question I had when I was just live the other night. I said, wait a minute, that's Hilton, but she looks so much better on the cartoon than Flesh of the Gods. Stop it, Flesh of the Gods. I need you to make them look the way they look. It's a picture on the corner, but did he make it like, because he does the cartoons, he makes them like into cartoon characters. That is interesting. I know, Snooki, I know who you're talking about. But did you see it's not animated. Also, it's the picture of her that they have circulating on Twitter. That's the one where she has like her breast is kind of like out there. Flesh of the Gods is crazy. I love it. I love it. I tell people what y'all don't know. Well, some people knows. All of the graphics that you see, like my profile picture, the picture of on my outro, those are all me. I took part of my portfolio, because I used to be a model, part of my portfolio, and I turned the pictures into animation. So they are animated. And so they are me. It's just one, the trailer on my page. That's not me. That's not a picture of mine. That was just something I did that when I first started putting content on my page. I did that. But then I said, okay, I'm going to just take some of my modeling photos. And that's what I did. I turned them in. I have way more than like what you guys see. But I took like a part of my modeling portfolio, and I made animated them. So everything that you see here now on the channel, like any pictures that you see, like that's having anything to do with me, is actually me. So when they animated, they may have added like I think in my profile picture they put those pink things on my cheek. It's like war. It looks like war paint maybe. But the actual picture is from something that I did, a campaign that I did. And so like on my outro, I have like, that's me. They kind of made it like a little darker, but I put the blue and pink ribbon on to make it look like tears. So it was something that I did because like this year, I was, I use my platform to educate men, to tell them that they can get breast cancer too. So that was like kind of my focus. And so that was perfect. I loved it. But everything else is just like, that's what it did. But I'm getting ready. Oh, thank you. I made this little thing here myself, the border and stuff like that, because I was just like trying to rebrand. And everybody should know I put pink on everything. If it's about to speak, it's going to be pink. My slogan is I have a slogan: beyond the chemo room, my black is pink. And so I did make a song. The song that's on my outro is actually my nephew. So that was done on a beat that was like with a real producer and everything mixed and matched. It's actually available for sale or to listen to on whatever platform that you're on. But my nephew is, and this is why I'm so passionate about, mental health and children that are autistic. My nephew was on the spectrum, and he was born, drug addicted. But my sister adopted him straight out his mother's womb to her. Like, so my sister knew his mother, and she was pregnant. And my sister saw and said to her, like, "You pregnant again? You don't even have any of your other children. Like, why do you keep doing this? You have children and you give them away." And she was like, "Well, I heard you was looking for a baby. You want this one?" And my sister didn't believe her. She's like, "Oh yeah, well, let me know." She went into the hospital, had the baby, called my sister and told her, "Come name your child and come get him." That's what she told her. So my sister named him. I gave him his middle name. He looks just like my sister. My grandmother didn't believe that my sister didn't have this baby. My grandmother was like, "Is this something that you just want to tell us, but you don't want to tell us? Because you had this baby, he looked just like you." He does. But he's very intelligent. Very intelligent. He's high functioning. I think the only thing that he just doesn't have patience for things. That's the only thing that you wouldn't even be able to tell. We never held his hand like that. We all, he goes to regular school. He's graduating this year. He's in the 12th grade. But this song, he actually poured his heart out on. It's like 1 minute, 14 seconds. And everything that he's saying in this song is like, it's true. Like he's been battling juvenile diabetes. He was diagnosed with that ever since he was 8 years old. And before, he would yell at my sister like, "Why are you telling people my business?" He didn't want her telling anybody. So when he did this song, he just listens to the beat. He listens to a beat one time, and then he just raps to the beat, and he never listens to the song again. I think that's where, the thing that they say that he should be, because we don't claim that, and you wouldn't be able to tell. And he's very like, he's just like a normal kid. And so, but everything on this track is what he was feeling. So my sister's partner, who was his other mother, she passed away. So in the song, you hear him saying, "I got Wandera in the sky to make proud, don't count me out." That's his mother. And that just happened like suddenly. So he actually like just, I put out another song of his too. So it's on all platforms. So, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, he was just getting started. He was just getting started." That's it. I said, well, he just started recording songs in his room. So, yeah, so he's like my artist. I manage him, but right now he goes back and forth. He doesn't want to do anything right now. He wanted to focus on school. So I never push him. If you don't want, don't worry about it. And So that's why I'm so passionate. That's why I'm so pissed off about Love. And I'm hoping that when she goes to court, because Shane's father filed a case against her, I'm hoping that that stands out. And the first person I heard talk about that, I heard it on Nick Staro's page. And at the time, Shane's attorney for that case, she was there. And she was very emotional. Like, just thanking Nick for it. Bringing the story up and back to life and like getting people involved and making people aware of what happened. So there is a couple people that actually want to talk to her. Empress is very big when it comes to advocating for people. So she wants to talk to her to, see what, she can do. And I'm here for it because the story is, it's just, it's sad. That was somebody's child, regardless as to what. And what really bothers me is they have facilities for people that are mentally ill that are incarcerated. This young man does not have to be. He did not have to be unalived. And so I don't know if Love has kids or not, nieces or nephews or whatever. Like, you need to stop acting like you are a freaking doctor because you're not. Quandarius Zachary needs to sue the pants off her. He needs to sue the pants off her. It may be funny the way he was expressing himself on the stand. I need my drugs. He's not talking about drugs from the street. He's talking about drugs that'll take some of the pain away from him because sickle cell is hell. It's hell. And who the hell is Love to make those type of decisions? You went and locked this boy up. He's not even charged in this indictment. And because you spoke to his father, and his father told you, his father said what he said was, he didn't say that he wasn't coming to court to testify. His father said what he said to Love was, my son is coming, he'll come because you subpoena him, but he's not testifying for the state. He's just going to testify because you subpoena him to come to court. That's what he said. So Love, you took it, you lied. You got Whitaker to sign off on this bogus warrant to arrest him. And thank God for Ashley Merchant that she went from platform to platform to platform explaining why it was illegal for them to do what they did. And all you got to do is say thank you to Ashley Merchant for knowing her ish and not being afraid to go around and tell the truth and tell about what's happening, how it's happening, and why it should have never happened. So I hope that Quandarius Zachary has him a great attorney. They will take your case pro bono. And Whitaker, you might be named in this indictment too. And I feel bad for her because the day she found out that she really thought about it and found out that Love has been lying to you. And so you think that y'all working together on the same team and you should be able to trust her. You can't trust her. Because she knows that you're relying on what she's saying to you. And she doesn't mind. She does not have any types of reservations about lying with a straight face. So Whitaker, now you all wrapped up in this mess. They didn't even tell him that they needed him to come to court yet. It's just, Love, you just talk to his family and you put this stuff out here into Whitaker's mind. It's the reason why Whitaker released him to his mother like he's 5 years old. And his mother couldn't go anywhere and he couldn't go anywhere because Whitaker said that some of the family members weren't good for him and they were telling him not to come and testify. So that's why his father did an interview and said that's not what happened. He told Love he is going to come and testify because y'all subpoenaed him, but he's just not testifying on behalf of the state. The state can call him. Y'all subpoena him to come, but he's not coming to say what y'all want to say. He's coming to tell his truth. And so Love lied, took that, and said to Whitaker, oh, he's not coming to court. And even if his father did say that, he's not coming to court to testify. Quandarius Zachary is grown. He's an adult. You don't need to talk to his father to deal with him. He's of age. So what his father said to you does not matter. Love, you see how that work? Everybody, they took the veil off. We see y'all for who you are. Professional, you are not. You don't even know the law. You need to go back to school and look in these books because you misconstrue the law all the time. It bothers me. It bothers me. And I want to know, maybe we should get together and send some of Hilton's some of the times where she was standing up arguing for stuff and asking, maybe we should send it to that school that you teach at. Because what are you teaching those law students? I would hate for you to come and teach me anything if I was trying to be an attorney. Because y'all don't even have the law together. And what you doing? The Johnny Cochran law firm took Woody. It's on my TikTok page. They took what I saw the attorney from the Johnny Cochran law firm on a different channel. Nothing to do with this case, but he watched the case, and the channel has well over 1 million followers. And what he said was, "I'm looking for Woody. I need to bring Woody with me so that he can show these students, the law students, what not to do when you become an attorney." And I kept saying, somebody better tell Woody, the Johnny Cochran law firm is looking for him. So Woody has a publicist, and I'm sure somebody told the publicist, next thing that I know, they got Woody at the Thurgood Marshall Law School with the attorney from Johnny Cochran. The guy said that he was looking for him, brought him there to teach those law students what he did in his case and what they should not be doing. They had Woody sitting on he was up there sitting up there with the lawyer on the bench, like in the courtroom. So that's what they had in this big old chair. He sat here and Woody sat here, and you can tell by Woody's facial expressions that he just was like, wow, they really brought me here like to do this. So what the attorney said was he has never seen anybody work the people over the way Woody has, and how it is such, a dangerous thing to do when you can't. The issue with them was that they were so tunnel vision. They just had a tunnel vision. One view, that's Jeffrey. So as soon as they told Woody, we want the big fish, he twisted his story over, and now he starts saying, this is what happened with Jeffrey Williams. This is what happened, or whatever. And it was a lie, because he's saying that he never thought that they was going to actually bring no RICO case, behind it. Woody, it was wrong all the way around. For you to get out of jail, you threw people under the bus. But what's bad for loving them, but nobody's really paying attention to that, right? What's bad for them is that Woody has been online right before Doug took his plea and after, crying, tears, crying. because of what he did, and he know that it was wrong. What he did to Doug was wrong. So he's been crying. Now if they bring that in, this y'all star witness, he's crying. Don't say it's because Doug came home, because he was crying before Doug was even ever thought about taking a deal. He was online crying, saying that he was wrong. He wasn't a man, he was a little boy. But because of this case, now he's a man. He realizes how wrong it is. But this guy is making like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a week. They love Woody. And these people are paying him that type of money to come on their platforms. He's making a pretty good living. He put his house on. He got a house. Everything now. So he said he turned over a new leaf. He's a Christian man. He's not changing his ways. Every Sunday, he shares the church where he goes. He shares the word with anybody that, clicks in on his page. I just wish that all of this could have happened for Woody prior to what he did to Doug and, lying about all these people. But at the end of the day, what y'all going to do? Are y'all going to arrest him? Because he is definitely a shooter on one of these cases. He's definitely a shooter. He does have a good heart. You know what, Chloe? I absolutely believe that. And that's why I'm so torn. I'm torn when it comes to Woody. Like, I don't go out my way to watch him. But like, I come across like videos and I do listen to him, and to hear him talk like he's trying to make amends. I don't think that Doug is going to take too kind. I don't think that he's going to. The best thing for him to do is just like continue to do what he's doing, stay away. I know that he's still having a hard time and issues about like even being, locked up away from his children, losing so much. So I know that he's dealing with that. Like I said, I follow his sister, and every now and then, like I always try to encourage her, because like every day she's posting something like, she said this brought them closer together, like her and her siblings. But she's kind of hurt. She's like, she said they brought us up so many times in the trial. She's pissed about that. She was like, every time I turn around, they were saying my name in this trial. Girl, they still saying your name. They are still saying your name. And she's like, I just don't understand that. She's very upset about that. She has a right to be. And then they have a right to worry about their brother. So this is not information that I'm just sharing out here, like just putting, because I would never put anybody's business out here. But Doug talked about it. And he put it in the interview. And I was hoping that if he didn't take the deal, that Brian Steele would bring this interview and play it for the court. So Doug has kidney issues. And so him being locked up there in jail, they don't give you the proper treatments that you need. So he did a whole interview about the situation, because he said that he died. He said that he woke up and he was trying to get up and he couldn't. He couldn't move. He said he went to, call his mother name out. Nothing came out. He was just laying there. He said it was like he was having an out-of-body experience. And because he was trying to talk, he couldn't say anything. But he said that his mom, they finally, they saw that he was like in distress. Something was going on. They, called the ambulance. And when they got to the hospital, the doctor told him, "We don't even know how you're still here." And so in the interview, he says, I died that day, but God has me here for a reason. And then he starts performing a song. I forget which, who, as a matter of fact, Doug Daly shared this interview like months ago. So I do know it is on Doug Daly's page. But it's like you got to go all the way down, because, Doug Daly is just right up to the minute with his coverage. But yeah, he has, and that's why, Brian kept saying like he wants to get home because he wants to take care of his ailments. Like he's sick, they're not giving him the proper care in it. It's not that he was lying. He had Doug has kidney issues. He shared that. But they just think that people just want to get home and stuff like that. It's really, really, it's something. So like, even if you see him in the video, the video that he made for the song he made when he came home, Jeffrey has always been skinny, but he has like kind of this belly, a little bit. And I know that's from, it could be from his kidneys. Y'all not treating him well, and not giving him it could be a whole lot of stuff. And the stress from this daggone trial, this man offered. This is another point that I want to make, because this is something that I was just like, wait a minute. They've offered to donate $100K for Fulton County to have a gun buyback program. And he was going to go there and be there with the police, like just to show people, hey, the guns, whatever. Now, even though he had an arsenal in his house, I mean, we don't know whether or not they was licensed or not. I'm not sure. I don't know. We don't know that. I don't know. But y'all flat turned that down. Do y'all really want to rid your streets of crime? No, you don't, because that's a business for y'all. This is how you guys get paid from these things. Because should have been no reason why that they said no to that. Because y'all think is y'all trying to get these guns off the street. Y'all trying to get gangs off the street. Y'all trying to check. This man, you have a problem here. He's coming with a solution and you turn it down. That could mean nothing else except they don't really want the guns off the street, the illegal guns off the street, because that's how you guys continue to make your money. That's how you guys continue to get these subpoenas and listening on people's phone calls. That's how Viverito gets to go stand in the bush with her binoculars, looking at people, spying on people, stalking people. That's how. So that was a big red flag for me. When he offered that and y'all flat out turned it down. That could have been a way y'all could have bridged the gap. Okay, we're going to do this now. We're going to get all this, these drugs off of the street. Doug already talks to the children. He talks to the kids all the time. And he tells the kids, do not become a rapper. Do something else. Find another career. Don't choose this path. So that could have been a way where y'all could have made something positive out of, for the community. Okay, we see this guy. He is a millionaire. He's a rapper, but he's a millionaire. We can relate to him. He was in these streets prior to him, becoming as successful as he is. Y'all could have used that as a way to bring the community together with the police. But y'all didn't want that. You turned that down flat. That only means one thing to me. They don't want the guns off the street because you're cutting into their money. If you take all the guns off the street, you allow all these people to bring these guns here. They actually give them a fee for buying these guns back, and anything connected to these guns, they can't charge them with. Normally, that's how they do it when they do the police buyback things. When they have those things going on, but that's not what y'all want. That's just something that y'all saying when y'all in court. That's just something that sounds good for press conferences. That's just something that sounds, good. We're fighting crime. We're going hard on crime here in Fulton County. Oh, we're trying to rid our communities of all these. No, you don't. You don't. You don't. Not only was he going to give you $100K, he's coming here. He's Young Doug. He's known all around the world. He's performed on every continent except one. That would have been huge for them, but that's not what they want. And we all know that. So hogwash, all that stuff y'all in the court talking about, y'all don't care about none of this stuff. None of it. None of y'all don't live where these things are happening. And that's how it normally is. Y'all don't live there. So y'all don't care what happened there. The only thing that y'all care about is that y'all able to go there and arrest people and lock them up. In the state of New Jersey, they don't even, you have to have a violent crime in order for them to arrest you in New Jersey now. If you get locked up for a misdemeanor, they take them to the police station, they write up the paperwork, but they release them on their own recognizance. They have to come to court for their court date, but they don't arrest people for misdemeanors no more. The jail that I used to work at, that I worked at for 6.5 years, they closed that jail down. They have a contract with Newark, which is another town, Essex County. I worked in Union County. So they have a contract that anybody that gets arrested and they have to go to jail and they're from Union County, they contracted with Essex County, so they take their prisoners to Essex County. Union County pays them to house their inmates if they do have somebody that has to be locked up, but they don't have a jail anymore. In Union County, it's in Elizabeth, New Jersey. They don't have the jails anymore. They close them down. We had 2 jails, old jail, new jail. It's all the same jail. Depending on where you work. I used to work in both. They closed them down. So the officers that I used to work with, like I'm still cool with them. It's not, nothing like that. Like I, was talking to some of them and they was just saying like, yeah, they don't do that anymore. Like some of them retired early, but most of them had their time in. And anyway, like where I work is the second highest paid jail in New Jersey. So yeah, I was like, wait, y'all top pay is what now? Top pay, salary is $90,000 top pay. I was there 6.5 years. Let me tell you something. I was 21 when I started there. 21. I never made under 80K a year. Starting there at 21 with that type of money, that's why people are like, oh, you don't really care about people when they have. I don't care about none of that car. You know how many cars I had legally? I don't care about none of that. Most years I made well over $100,000. That's because, we got good news and bad news. Good news is you're going to make some money. Bad news is you can't go home. So it doesn't mean anything to me. So, yeah, I'm not, Fulton County doesn't have me convinced. They don't want to take the drugs, the guns and stuff off the street. Y'all don't want to take y'all don't want none of that. Because this is what y'all enjoy. It seems like y'all get off on watching people and they don't know about it. Listening to people's phone conversations and they don't know about it. Like, yeah. Viverito, well, she's not the only one. But watching her and hearing her testify on the stand, she's very dangerous when it comes to the position that she's in. She's dangerous. And they need to stop that. Well, let me get out here and take my daughter on. She walk past one more time, it's going to be a problem. But I thank you. You in Jersey? Oh, you in Jersey? Yeah, I live in Jersey. I'm in Jersey in the cut. I'm in the cut in Jersey. My block's so small in Jersey. Where I live at we don't have a house. Nobody's to the, if I'm looking this way, nobody's can build to the right of us. We have a neighbor on the left. And so, yeah, I'm in Jersey. Very small town. It's part of, Woodbridge Township, but it's a small town. It's like you drive through and that's it. And so, yeah, I'm in Jersey. I'm ready to leave Jersey. It's so high. Everything is high in Jersey. It doesn't seem like it's coming down either. But I'm in Jersey. Yeah, I am. My husband been at his job. What? The only reason why we didn't leave yet because my husband been at his job now like for 23 years, so he wanted to get his full time in. With me, it's a whole different thing for me, and so I was ready to put the for sale sign outside and book it because it's just you get so much more like property and stuff for your money, and I like it. So she gonna give me. I'm about to go now. You straddle both states. So where's that? Jersey and somewhere near Jersey. You said lucky me. Yeah, I'm in Jersey. I'm ready to put my house on the market. Like, the house is like, shoot, like we got so much equity in this house because we bought our house like right before COVID hit. And then when COVID hit, they had all the bidding wars going on. I'm a licensed real estate agent too. I sold my house to myself. Got my own commission. So I'm coming now. The people, they told me that you're going to get me. There she is, y'all. Oop, I'm hiding. So yeah, so when COVID hit, it was crazy. Like the people was moving here from New York and was offering $100,000 over asking price. Like stuff was really crazy. I sold 2 houses during COVID, but I just was like, oh my god, like I'm a cancer survivor, and I'm just like, hold on a minute, like it's kind of crowded. Like I had met my clients at a house, they was having an open house, and so being that it's COVID and everything, they had people lined up. This side was for people that showed up with no real estate agent, and so we were on the other side with our clients lined up this way. And when I tell you, like, people were just like bidding, like paying so much over asking price. So yeah, but I'm tired of Jersey. It's just it's expensive, and I'm just tired of Jersey. I want out, but I guess I don't know. I think my husband got like 2 more years, maybe something like that, but I don't know. But yeah. Oh, New York and New Jersey. Yeah, my husband is from New York, but yeah, he's in Jersey now. All right, y'all. So let me go and get my daughter and take her to her grandmother's and to the store. But I got to close the show out the same way I always do. You already know I'm going to tell you guys to make sure you guys get your mammograms. Feel your boobies. To make sure you are. That's true, Chloe. I am. That is 100% true. Because, like, you know what you get in New Jersey, in New York, it's like you in a box. So I sold a house to I had clients from New York that I sold a house to during COVID. And so it was just like, they offered $35,000 over the asking price. But then I had another strategy that I pulled that I worked with. And them and another client that I had told both of them to do it, and it worked for both of them. So it was awesome. So yeah, I just told them basically write a letter to the seller. And so it kind of like we won the bids that way. But yeah, they did. So yeah, because the people that live next door to me that bought this house, they're from New York. You should see their house. And they paid almost $500,000 for this house. I would have never I wouldn't have bought that for $500,000. See, the house I live in was totally renovated when we bought it. So everything was new. And our yard is huge. Like, I can build a house back here and have a backyard for my house and have another backyard for the house I built back there. We really got lucky when it comes to how much property that we have. But the people next door, they don't. And they pay almost $500,000 for their house. Those people that sold the house, my neighbors that sold the house, they made off like a bandit. And they moved. They bought another house in Jersey, but way bigger than what they had here. So, yeah, New York, y'all came in and raised the prices. So I was like, wait a minute, what is going on? Yeah, New York coming. They're going to overbid y'all. Like, listen, I told my client from New Jersey, listen, they got New Yorkers trying to move to Jersey because they get more everything for their money. Bid accordingly. I'm not going to tell you to overbid. I'm just going to tell you what the market is saying. I'm going to just pull the cops and show you this is what's going on. Like, okay, this is what it is, and this is how much these people pay for this house or whatever. But my one client that was from Jersey, she wrote a letter, and it really, really touched the seller's heart. They didn't want to sell a house. But the story that she told them, they were like, oh, well, we feel comfortable that, leaving our house, to somebody, because people get attached to their homes. So yeah, that's how she won the bid though. But that was my little strategy I had. And then somebody was like, people are always complaining about something. How are you going to stop that? You're going to say that the people can't write to the sellers a letter? They were trying to make a big deal about that. It's a strategy. Not everybody that does it, they don't always accept those bids, but whatever. Whatever floats y'all boat. That's what I said to him. But anyway, let me go take my daughter, because she's like, wait a minute, you told me. But it wouldn't be me if I didn't tell you guys to get your mammograms for your boobies to make sure that you are all right. All right. And don't you dare let anybody come into your house and disturb the peace that passes all understanding. I love you guys for rocking out with me, because this was it wasn't supposed to be like this, but I enjoyed it. All right. So I'm Survivor Speaks, and I will see you guys on these YouTube streets tomorrow, and then I'll probably be going live on Saturday. I'm about to go and turn on Flesh of the Gods and hop in my little car. And you can go at. Thank you for watching, you guys. Love you all. Peace. Peace, peace, peace.
Full cycle, I just might though, just like a Michael. Mama gone now, I'm thinking death is not we entitled. And it was me versus me, them battles had to fight through. And when you way in the dark, them demons try to fight you. But you can't let them when you gotta see the damn light. Diabetes came from nowhere, messed up whole life. That's what I used to think, my mama helped me out. I got one deer in this guy to make proud, don't count me out. Let's get it started, rest in peace my mama, I don't wanna talk. Fresh fit, who that little nigga, fresh the way he walk. New drip, I'm that one dude creating all the sauce. News flip, you that one do the worker, not a ball. It's safe to say that after all this, I'm standing tall. It's safe to say that after all this, I'm still gon' ball. It's safe to say that after